So, what was Triple H's big WWE announcement? An ex-WWE star is dropping their Goofball character, and Charlotte Flair has shared an emotional message while she's off injured. Stay tuned for the news. So, loads and loads of hype surrounding WWE's preview special aired last night on Peacock. There was going to be a major announcement by Triple H, and Andrew has got all the deets right now. Andrew, what was it?
I couldn't believe it. We were talking about it yesterday. What is it going to be? What could it possibly be? And it was kind of what we said it was going to be. Just not really too much of anything. However, I'm sure it's exciting for some people. So there wasn't really a major announcement. There was no new announcements from Triple H on this show, other than obviously the host rehashing the news this morning on social media about Money in the Bank 2024 heading to Toronto's Scotiabank Arena on July 6th. I believe they're getting a SmackDown, NXT Heatwave as well. Money in the Bank too, very good for them. Happy for them.
Great if you live in Canada. So
Exactly.
this news was broken yesterday. WWE posted it to their social media. Hey, the big one is Money in the Bank is coming to Toronto. And then Sean Ross Sapp followed it up saying that he'd been in touch with WWE and they said that was the big announcement. And then the show comes on and there was no big announcement. But there are a couple of bits to soften the blow. Two new Royal Rumble entrants were revealed on the show. It's two former Royal Rumble winners. On one side, you got Becky Lynch. On t'other, it's Shinsuke Nakamura. So that's cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't the big announcement that we were all expecting.
No.
I think they really messed up there. I don't know if it was like the social media team put a tweet out like 12 hours early.
Well, I'm pretty sure even Triple H was like, "Ooh, big announcement coming. Look
Yeah,
out for it."
it was touted on Raw.
So I mean, I guess it is a big announcement for people in Canada, in Toronto. They'll be excited about that, I guess. But
Great crowd. It'll be a really good crowd.
maybe not as big as as maybe what was being hyped up to be.
I didn't even mind because I hadn't really got my hopes up that much for it. A lot of people were saying, like, oh, it's going to be a TNA collaboration. I was like, no, it's not going to be anything like that. That's the sort of level of announcement I was expecting. But to essentially leak your own scoop on social media a few hours beforehand is a bizarre thing to do. So, hey, buyer beware, eh? If you were tuning into the preview special on Peacock, then more fool you. Anyway, looking forward to the Royal Rumble. Let's, just before we move on, if you had to guess right now, what are your predictions? Men's winner, women's winner?
CM Punk men's winner,
Yeah,
Bayley women's winner to go on to face Io Sky.
Yeah, I've got exactly the same.
I think that's for a lot of people as well. And you know, we've spoken about it before. I don't want them to lose momentum on certain superstars. Obviously, you know, your LA Knights. We've got Damian Priest with the Money in the Bank contract as well. I don't want those things to go to waste.
Nope, for sure.
So yeah.
It's one of those things, I guess, like the AEW Devil, where predictable isn't necessarily bad.
No,
It's
that's
sort
very
of-
true.
Those two winners make sense to me.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I'd be putting my money on those two as well. An ex-WWE star is said to be dropping their Goofball character. Following his release, Matt Riddle hinted in an interview with Fox News what fans can expect from the new version of him.
He said, I think it's just time to cook again, and just really, I've been focusing on that and what I want
That's
to
not
do
his gimmick.
in the
He's
ring.
not like it's not a chef
He's a
thing.
cook. He's a chef.
In cook, young people say it. So
Yes.
cook.
I'm cooking. I feel like before was more of it's always entertainment, but it was a lot of entertainment before. And now I think the direction I'm going in, I'm going to be able to show the world what I can do in the ring and just present that version of myself rather than being a kind of goofball on TV. And I think a lot of people were kind of hoping to see that. When Randy got injured and Riddle was on his own a little bit more, we were hoping he would have stepped away from the goofball character a little bit, and we saw glimpses of it, but I don't think we ever dropped that thing entirely and sort of had his run that a lot of people enjoyed in NXT.
Yeah, I did prefer him in NXT. I thought, like, Riddle was going to be absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And I think they were doing the goofball thing to appeal to a younger audience. The kind of, like, I guess sort of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo in a way, wasn't it?
It is weird, isn't it? Because like sometimes they marketed it and weren't shy of the, obviously, like, you know, the use of the wacky tobacco and stuff. But like you said, yeah, I guess they did present it more of just like a a shaggy character at the same time.
Yeah, he was silly, and some of it I enjoyed, and I thought he had a lot of personality. And as I say, I thought it was a really good character to appeal to a younger generation and get more young people on board with watching wrestling. I thought Riddle was really valuable in that sense. But if he's going away and doing indies and that sort of stuff, I think it's probably the right call to drop it.
I think
in
so
WWE, I think it worked for a certain audience.
Yes.
Not for me, it wasn't for me, it wasn't for you.
Nope.
But people were into it.
Yeah.
Younger people really did like Riddle. So he's got his MLW return, the Kings of Colosseum show tomorrow night, I believe, isn't it? January 6th?
Yeah.
That's tomorrow, yeah, against Jacob Fatu. That'll be a really good match.
That'll be good. I wonder if do you think they'd call back to like the stuff in WWE, obviously, with the
bloodline
the
related
bloodline
stuff?
taking out RK Bro and Randy Orton for the longest time?
If you want to get headlines, maybe.
You could do,
a little nod to it during the match, perhaps. But maybe Riddle wants to step away from all that stuff. I don't think it's likely he's going back anytime soon.
Yeah.
But I think in a few years, maybe they would take him back.
I think so too.
I don't think the door's open right now, but I think in a few years, if he goes away and he just behaves himself,
yes, that's
he's
the
not
main
a silly
thing, isn't
boy,
it? Yeah.
Then maybe. Moving on, we've got lots to talk this week about Mercedes Monet. She is expected to debut in AEW. Well, she's been on screen before, but join AEW, become All Elite in the not too distant future. Just a little one. She's posted a nice picture of herself saying, "This year gonna be fun" on Instagram. Fascinating stuff. I saw somebody, it's really good, right? They had zoomed into her eyes to see what's in the reflection, because they were like, oh man, is she watching like AEW or something? And they'd like photoshopped Christian Cage just in the thing that she was watching. That's not the case. It's too low resolution to tell.
Damn it.
But I hope she does have fun. I hope everybody has fun. And finally, Charlotte Flair has shared a rather emotional message. Totally out of character. She's expected to be out of action until October this year. Long time until we're going to see Charlotte in a WWE ring again. She posted a hospital bed selfie to social media and said the following.
She said, "Family, friends and fans, thank you for all the positive, beautiful messages and flowers. I feel supported in every way. It has taken me a few days and many, many tears to wrap my head around everything. I happen to be an expert in overthinking, and this is the first time I've ever been truly scared. Scared of the unknown, but also feeling like I'm losing what I'm most proud of, and that's being an athlete. I don't like showing physical weakness, and this has left me feeling exposed. A process I know I will grow from, but a very new one to me. This was a huge blow to me mentally and obviously physically going into 2024. 2023 was a roller coaster, and I am trying to stay positive, and maybe this was the only way to stop, refocus, rebuild, and eventually conquer again. I can't thank this year's SmackDown locker room enough. I enjoyed every second and will be rooting from the sidelines. I've been a bad guy for most of my career, but this year was different for me. I cherished every hug, high five, and fist pump this year at live events, and for the first time in my career, I felt comfortable in my own boots being the good guy. I learned so much as a performer and plan on starting right where I left off. I promise I'm going to work 24/7 over the next 9 months to come back the best version of the Queen you've ever seen." And she puts a little quote, "Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome while trying to succeed. Climbing my own mountain will be the greatest test yet. Thank you for all the love. Here's to 2024. Love, Ashley, aka Charlotte."
I think it's a really nice message. I think Charlotte is somebody that can come across as a little bit cold.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You don't hear too much sort of out of character. And I think with Charlotte as well, people have gotten confused between the character of Charlotte and the real woman herself. And I think maybe I've been guilty of that before. I think that's a really lovely message.
Yeah, I think it's, obviously it's horrible that this has happened, but to see this sort of side of Charlotte humanizes her a little bit more.
Yeah,
as you
were
saying, because like a lot of people, do find that maybe she seems a little bit cold and stuff. And you were right in sort of like the blur between the gimmick and the person herself. I've enjoyed her sort of face turn at this point. It feels a little bit more organic in terms of, I think people are just cheering her because she's good. We've got to that point now where for a lot of these people that were booing for the longest time just because they were getting pushed into these positions, like Seth Rollins, your Roman Reigns and everything, I think naturally they've turned around into just these great characters, and we can just enjoy them for what they are without them necessarily just being shoved down our throats the whole entire time.
Some people have been there for so long, it's impossible not to just respect them, and you sort of want to cheer them as a result. Miz springs to mind.
Yeah, for
massively.
sure.
He's just been there. Like, I totally get the face turn at this point now because he's been there forever, and he's put so much work in. I wish Charlotte could, as a character, show this level of vulnerability.
Yeah.
I think this could really, really work on TV. I read that and I was like, oh, that's really, really nice. I wish we could see another person who has sent their love to Charlotte Flair, and I think it's worth bringing attention to, is Earl Hebner, who posted a really, really nice reply to this, saying, "Hang in, Ashley. I've been around your dad for years, and you are a lot tougher than him. I wish I could have ref your matches, but you were little girl then, and I am old man now. Good bless you. Good bless. You are in my prayers, Earl Hebner." And then a kiss, then a thumbs up, and then two prayers. So massive respect to Earl Hebner as well for those lovely. Oh, he's an old man. I feel like a event. Good bless.
But you were little girl then. I am old man now.
It's a nice message. He means well. It's lovely, and nobody should be laughing at that.
Oh my God.
Good bless you, Earl Hebner. Anyway, that's it from us. We'll be back with more news throughout the day. Stay tuned. Cultaholic.com if you want to stay up to date by the minute. Good bless.